All right, guys, welcome back to the Caramel Sportscast. I'm your host, Steven Avalos, alongside my good friend Marissa.
Hi.
And my dad.
Hello.
And now we are on to week 17 of the regular season for the NFL. A lot of stuff going on. Really excited. Of course, Raiders aren't going to make it, neither the Niners, so that's a bummer for all of us. But either way, it's still going to be fun. I love football a lot. But anyways, to recap how we did in our picks last week, Marissa was 9-7 straight up, 7-8-1 against the spread. I was 9-7 straight up and 7-8-1 against the spread. I got to get the same as we copied each other. Dad, you went 11-5 straight up, 8-7-1 against the spread, and yeah. So for totals, I am 157, 82-1, and 116, 118-5. It's 2 away from being 500. Versus 144, 85-1, and then 107, 113-4. So you can get a really good week. You got a shot. Really good week though. Dad, you are 148, 91-1, and 122, 113-5. And those are our totals.
Stretched out my above 500 just a little bit.
Yep. And so, we'll just get started.
Okay, first game of the week. We got Dallas at New York Giants. Giants are getting 1.5 points. Dallas is 6-9. Giants are 5-10.
So even though the Giants, were one drive away from being able to cover against Baltimore, they still did not play that well at all. There's plenty of things that Baltimore, they had a few mistakes such as the Edwards fumble at the 1 yard line that really screwed them up. But, back to the Giants here. Giants are just not a good team now. They still got a good defense every now and then, but their offense just can't do anything. Receivers are pretty good, but they might have to start looking for another quarterback later on. I don't know. But Dallas, they looked so good last week. They really surpassed my expectations. And, of course, Philadelphia was a bit hurt on defense more than usual. They took advantage of Philadelphia, and they played a really good game. Andy Dalton looked great. Their receiving core looked great. Cooper and CeeDee Lamb did a great job, and they held Philadelphia scoreless in the second half, which was really impressive. So I'm going to go with Dallas to win and cover.
I'm actually going to go with the Giants to win here. I think both these teams had a pretty tough season overall. Especially Dallas had a lot of injuries. But I'm just going to go with the Giants here.
Just on a
whim?
A whim?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going with Dallas to win and cover. The thing about this last week is there are some of the teams just going to play out the string. They just don't want to get hurt. So it's a pretty tough week to pick because if you got teams like Kansas City who's not even starting Mahomes, and you got other teams that are already in the playoffs that really aren't going to play up to their standards.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough week for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
To pick.
This game is an exception, though, because both these teams, if Washington loses to Philadelphia this week, then whoever wins that game wins the NFC East.
Yeah, that's one of the few games that actually matter.
I do feel like this week, though, is a little bit better compared to other week 17s. There's definitely a lot more to fight for, especially because, there's only one number one seed now. No one seed that can get the bye, is what I mean. So, some people are still going to try to play for seeding.
Well, in the East...
There's a lot. Yeah, the number one seed isn't guaranteed.
Yeah, who's going up against it?
It is Green Bay Packers. They're in the front for it, but if they lose and Seattle wins, then Seattle will get the number one seed.
And the bye?
Yeah.
Wow, I would never see that coming. Green Bay for sure, but Seattle?
No, especially with they had some bad streaks every now and then, especially with their defense. But their defense has gotten a lot better. Since they got Carlos Dunlap, better. And where Carlos Dunlap wanted to go, but the team didn't bite? Raiders. So just imagine what would have happened if they got him. But
you got stuff to say about the Raiders too. Oh.
Yeah. But next one.
We got Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo's giving up 1.5 points. Miami's 10-5. Buffalo's 12-3.
All right. So this was definitely one of the harder ones to choose because it's like Miami, they still have a spot to fight for, and if they lose, their chances aren't going to be looking that good. But Buffalo, they don't really have much of a reason to try, especially with the situation going on in Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh, they're not going to play Roethlisberger. And so it's really confusing and all. But this one, I'm still going to go with Buffalo just because I think I can see the defense still trying hard because I don't know why. I just don't really feel like defenses ever like sit as many players as an offense does.
Well, what does Buffalo gain with this game?
They can get, if Pittsburgh loses, then they get the number 2 seed.
Yeah, but they still have to play.
Yeah,
the bye's taken care of with KC. Okay.
Yeah, so they really don't have much to play. I could see that the starters play for the first half. And you wonder what Miami's going to be doing. You know, are they going to let Tua play the whole game and, you know, just ride out no matter what if they win or lose? Or are they going to put Fitzpatrick in who gives them the best chance to win?
Well, they still have actually home field.
Yeah.
If they go up against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, the thing is, though, is, like, you know, I just want to bring this up because I talked about this before with Miami is, like, they really made a good decision putting Fitzpatrick in. Not a good decision. It was a controversial one. I don't know why I said good. Because it really does stunt the development of Tua. Because Tua was not playing a good game. Like, if you look at the film, Raiders really had a lot of luck on defense thanks to Tua. Because if Fitzpatrick played the whole game, they would have been shredded all day. But he wasn't there the whole game. But once he came in, the defense got shut down. You know, they really did not play good. And they blew the game as well. But, you know, what does this mean for Tua? Because if Tua's going to put them in bad situations, shouldn't they let him try to get out of it himself? And do you have something to say?
Well, they were pretty. They needed to get this win, so they were going to do anything to get it.
But
I'm sorry, Marissa.
No, yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you're Miami at that point, you needed to win. It wasn't about Tua's development. And I think even coming into this week, I wouldn't really want it to be about Tua's development either. If I were a Dolphins fan, I would want to see the most consistent guy out there to get the win, to get us hopefully in the playoffs.
There you go.
So then,
I heard you. Did I hear you say we? We
No.
in the playoffs? Are you becoming a Dolphin fan?
Maybe for the playoffs.
Okay. Gotta pick up somebody.
But so does that mean that he should have started last week too, or he should have been starting? They should have kept Fitzpatrick going the whole season.
Well, I think it was almost an act of desperation to put Fitzpatrick in there because Tua was playing so bad.
Yeah, but
and they needed to win.
But they were doing so well with him already, so it's like
not that game.
No, Fitzpatrick was doing so well already. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And then remember people were like a little astonished on why they benched him. It's like, wait a minute, but he's been playing so well. They're on a winning streak.
And he took it like a champ too.
Yeah, I think if they make the playoffs, they should have Fitzpatrick start because if they want to make a statement in it, he should be starting. He gives them the best chance to win.
Unlike Folds from Philadelphia.
Yeah, but
who wants to get traded out of there?
So what are your guys' picks? I have Buffalo all the way.
I have Buffalo winning, definitely. I really hope that Josh Allen starts, and I do hope that they play their starters for at least the first half of the game. But I do have Miami covering here. I don't know. I just really hope it's a competitive game.
Well, 1.5 points. They should. I mean, that's not many points. Anyway, I'm going with Buffalo, and Buffalo both to win and cover.
All right, who do we got next?
We have Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's giving up 6.5 points. Atlanta's 4-11. Tampa Bay's 10-5.
All right, so another one I had a bit of trouble choosing. You know, Tampa Bay, they're still going to want to play, you know, just to get better seeding, even though they're not going to have home field advantage because Saints will win the division. Atlanta, they almost pulled off a great upset over the Chiefs, but as usual, they choked it in the end. And, you know, I know a lot of people gave crap to their kicker, Koo, for missing the 39-yard kick, but there's still plenty of other ways they choked too, such as A.J. Terrell dropping the interception in the end zone, which that could have sealed the game right there. Or I think Atlanta still had a couple of turnovers too, at least one they had. But, you know, I wouldn't put all that on Koo. You know, you still got to hold him accountable for the missed kick, but I just hope people don't put that all on him. But, you know, it was a shame, though, to see that because I really wanted to see Atlanta get that win, even though I chose Kansas City to win that game. I think that we all felt that way. Yeah. We just wanted to see Kansas City lose.
Except for me.
They've been playing lackluster football on offense lately. Their defense has been okay, but I don't know. It's really frustrating because they're getting all these wins, but it's like they haven't all been pretty, but, you know, wins are wins.
Yep.
No, I just don't like Kansas City.
Okay.
Sorry.
So do we.
Okay.
But for Atlanta here, that's why it's making this hard to choose because is Atlanta going to do that too against Tampa Bay? They're going to make this game a lot closer than necessary. And I'm just going to say No, I think even though I made that mistake before, Tampa Bay, that was also like on a lot of crazy things, such as the crazy call from the refs on the spot. If that doesn't happen, I'm pretty sure they cover. And plus, Atlanta was really good against Tampa Bay's defense for most of that game. And as my dad already makes his change to go against what I'm saying, I'm going with Tampa Bay to win and cover.
I'm gonna go with the same thing here. I don't know. Atlanta's very off and on, and they're gonna have an off week this week.
Actually, I got a question. Do you think their interim head coach Raheem Morris is gonna stay, or do you think he's gonna get an offer to stay as the head coach? Because at first I thought like, oh yeah, easily, why not? It'd be a big mistake. It kind of seems a little less likely now because even though the defense has really stepped up, it really seems like the offense isn't really that good. Their scoring has really been a bit of a letdown ever since he came in. I don't want to really put that on him. He's a defensive coach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. But, that just might take away from people wanting to take him as a head coach then. And the thing is a lot of people have him targeted as someone that could be the Raiders' defensive coordinator next year because he has ties with Gruden. It's like, okay, for once, ties with Gruden can work out.
Oh, yeah, and all of Gruden's picks go so well.
But, no, Raheem Morris actually has a good track record, though, unlike Gunther. Gunther was never really that good.
Then why did the brain pick him in the first place? Why did Gruden pick Gunther?
No, but hopefully he can make a turnaround and get Raheem Morris. If he gets Raheem Morris, then that would be really big for this defense. But, yeah. Dad, you have your pick in?
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay, and only because Tampa Bay really, what are they gaining if they win here? And how long are they going to play? They're going to have the old man out there for the whole game when they don't really need to?
Yeah.
So I'm picking Atlanta cover.
Should they move on from Matt Ryan? You guys think? I'm starting to think so because he just looks a lot slower behind the pocket.
Well, who's their main receiver?
Julio Jones, but he's been hurt a lot
exactly.
all year.
If he was healthy, it'd be plus.
You still got Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley he's capable of being a number one receiver on his own.
Atlanta could have easily been 8-8.
Oh,
or
they have a winning
8-7
record
right now. Yeah.
They've choked a lot, so but the thing is though, you might want to have a fresh start. So because there's I don't think there's enough to just go to a win now team instantly. I think they might have to go into rebuild mode, and Ryan might have to be part of the collateral damage.
Next we have the Jets at New England. The Jets are 2-13. New England is 6-9.
All right, so their first losing season in I don't know how long. It's been a long time since they've had a losing season. I'm really happy to see that, honestly.
But as we mentioned last week, too, they had a lot of people stay out because of COVID. So,
but still,
it's a wash.
Just seeing more losses and wins still makes me happy to see on them. Either way, Jets are they're not jetsing for once. They are actually playing to win. They've just been looking good.
And what I was saying last week, they're playing for what's his face, the quarterback that I loved. I don't know his name.
Darnold.
Yeah, Arnold. Yeah, they want him. They need him. So that's why they're trying to win now. They don't need a young stud quarterback.
Jeez, it looks like too that they might be planning on keeping him for another year. It seems like their plan is.
Well, they wouldn't have a choice if they don't get the number one pick.
Yeah, but yeah, you know what? I'm going them to win and cover too. This might be the first time I've chosen that for them. Maybe I've chosen them a couple other times. I don't remember. I don't want to remember if I've chosen them to win before. But yeah, I'm going to go with that this week, mainly because New England, their defense isn't really that good, and their offense is not good either. Cam Newton hasn't been playing well for them. Of course, he doesn't have many weapons either. There's a lot you can say about this team that they just don't have, and injuries and COVID opt-outs have a lot to do with it. But Jets have been playing more hungry, and it showed last week against the Browns. Even though the Browns they didn't have any of their receivers, their defense didn't play well either. So it's like, I don't know. It's pretty funny to think about, but I'm going with Marissa here and going with the Jets to win and cover. And I have to trust that you're doing the same thing too.
This isn't my first time picking them, and it's gonna be my last time picking them for this year. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jets to win and cover here. New England just looks really tired to me. They'll come back next year, I think.
Well, I don't think they're ready to use the pillow. I think New England isn't quite asleep yet. I think I'm picking them to win and New York to cover. Next, we have Baltimore at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's getting a whopping 13 points. Baltimore's 10-5. Cincinnati's 4-10-1.
This is another one. Is a hard one to pick. You know, Baltimore, they still have to fight for a playoff spot, so they're going to play hard. But I just don't think. I don't know. Just 13 feels like too much. This is one I could definitely see myself changing, because I have Cincinnati covering this one at least, and not at least. You know, that's the most I'm going to give Cincinnati. No way they should win. But I gotta give a lot of credit to Cincinnati. They played a great game against Houston. Like I had them to cover, but I didn't think it was gonna be a shootout. Like I think that was a game I did not see becoming a shootout, and that just speaks on how bad the Texans' defense is.
Yeah,
but
you gotta agree. Houston's 4-11, so they can have a great team against a crappy team.
Yeah, but still, the Cincinnati, they're much worse, and they weren't known for their offense or defense, as a matter of fact. So you know, it's just really funny to see how that was such an entertaining game than people expected. But I'm going to go with Baltimore to win here, of course. You know, I want them to make the playoffs, but they need Miami or the Browns to lose for that. Or the Colts, too. They just need one of those teams to screw up, and then they're in. You know, I feel bad for Baltimore, too, because they're a much better team than what their, I guess you could say their record is saying, because they were slipping up a bit, but they've made a great stride lately. So I'm going with Baltimore to win, but Cincinnati to cover. I just think maybe there could be some garbage points in the end. Marissa?
Yeah, Baltimore is definitely going to win this game. I like Lamar Jackson. I think they do deserve to be in the playoffs. I mean, based on what Steven said, I think it's possible, you know. I think one of those teams could lose. But I do have Cincinnati covering as well. I think the way they played last week was, I don't know, it was just pretty surprising. But, yeah, that's my pick.
I'm going with Baltimore to win and cover.
All right.
Next, we have Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Pittsburgh is going downhill fast.
Well, not exactly. They did catch up a bit, but yeah.
Well, Cleveland is giving up 10 points. Pittsburgh is 12-3. Cleveland is 10-5.
So another one I had a hard time picking. Another one I could see myself changing as well, because I have Cleveland covering all the way, but like now I think about it, man, Pittsburgh still has a really good defense though. But the problem is Mason Rudolph is not a good quarterback, and I can see this being a thing where their offense gives the Browns so many opportunities to score to where they end up covering. That's what's really pulling me there. And Cleveland, they need to fight hard for this one. If they want to make the playoffs for the first time in a while, they need to win this here, and they got to play better than they did last week. They were embarrassing. Sure, you can cut some slack for the offense because he didn't have any receivers, but still Mayfield did not have a good grip of the ball. He had 2 lost fumbles, and one of them cost the game. And their defense played really bad against the Jets, as mentioned earlier. So you don't know how they'll do against a poor Pittsburgh team, because their offense really wasn't clicking. But no, the moment Roethlisberger does well, now he's not going to be playing. So we're going to see what's going to happen there. But I'm going to go with Cleveland because they have more to fight for here. And Pittsburgh, they already got their division. They got home field advantage. Now, do they care much about what seed
Even against
get?
Buffalo, if it comes down between Buffalo and Pittsburgh in a playoff game?
Well, that one I'd easily go Buffalo, hands down.
Well, they're fighting there for that. Then they have to win though. If Buffalo should happen to lose against Miami, and they both play at the same time. Yeah. So that could be interesting.
Well, I don't think they could be playing each other because they both won their divisions, which means there's no way they could play each other in the first round.
No, not the first round, of course, but the second round possibly. I'm not sure. Anyway, Marissa, how you feel?
Is Cleveland gonna get their receivers back this week?
They should be.
I have Cleveland winning and covering, but I don't know. I was kind of happy that the Jets beat them.
Oh, really?
I don't really know about this game, even though Pittsburgh, they can easily just, have a relaxed game and not really care too much. I don't know. For now, I'm going to go with Cleveland to win and cover.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Cleveland will get the receivers back, so I think if they didn't, then it would be much tighter than 10 points.
Yeah, I'm going with Cleveland to win and Pittsburgh to cover. I think Pittsburgh has a decent defense, and 10 points is a lot. They're going to have a more mobile quarterback with Roethlisberger out there. He just basically a totem pole out there. Next, we have Minnesota at Detroit.
Woohoo!
Detroit is getting 6.5 points. Minnesota 6-9. Detroit 5-10.
So this one, I had Minnesota winning and Detroit covering just because it's more of a. This is my way of doing a pick 'em, because even though it is 6.5 for Minnesota, this can go either way. It depends on if Stafford plays. That's gonna be a big factor for me. But I just don't really trust either team because Minnesota's defense is really bad, and Detroit is just really bad. Minnesota does have the offense to win, especially against Detroit. If Detroit's defense plays as they did last week, then yeah, easily Minnesota will cover. I'm going to have to see what changes possibly for their staff and players as the week goes on. If so, I'm going to keep it as it is. Minnesota wins, Detroit covers.
I'm actually gonna go with Detroit to win. I don't really know why. They had a really bad game last week.
Yeah.
Minnesota, they're missing a couple people, or Dalvin Cook for sure, right?
Yeah, Dalvin Cook. That's I think that's their centerpiece for offense.
Yeah.
So I look forward to Cousin to pass 60 times.
Yeah, and he does. The thing is, he's not supposed to pass that much. Like that was that's the recipe. Don't have him throw the ball too much.
Yeah, Detroit for me. I don't know.
And I actually have Minnesota winning and covering. So next we have the Raiders at Denver. Denver's getting 2 points. Raiders are 7-8. Denver 5-10.
It was a good game.
That was one of the worst games as being a Raider fan.
I had to make sure I heard you right.
Since the mid '60s. That is the worst Raider loss I've seen in my life.
I'd still say Tucker would be worse, to what it did to the organization, but it definitely does contend. Let's just talk. Okay, let's talk about the decision they made, because actually I know you kind of differed a little bit on the final decision they made at the end of the game, and so did you. No, not you did.
First of all, why rush 4 guys?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the decision to take the field goal instead of the touchdown.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed pretty easy, but Marissa, did you think otherwise? Because I know many people thought just put him behind by a touchdown. That way they had to score. They had to score a touchdown.
But it wouldn't have been a touchdown. It would have been 6 points.
Yeah. So what do you think? 'Cause I think they would have gone for 2. That's an easy decision to make. Go for 2. Why not? Because then you make it at least a touchdown game instead of less than a touchdown. It's not going to kill you to do that. But what do you think? Do you think they should have won for the touchdown or with a minute left, or I think it would have been somewhere over a minute left, or the field goal with 20 seconds? I thought it was
a minute 30 or something.
Yeah, I think they should have gone for the touchdown. I don't know. That just made sense to me. I mean, again, my football knowledge on the plays and stuff isn't great, so then that made sense to me. I think going for the touchdown, it would have shown the fans that you had a lot of confidence in Carr to get that done.
Well, just the fact that Carr isn't the issue for the Raiders just shows you have some football knowledge, unlike others.
Nice.
But,
Well, put it this way. The way I look at it is, it was the right move to try to run out as much clock as possible when the opposing team is trying to pull you into the end zone.
And what I say to not satisfy both sides, but to say either way, when they score, whether or not it's a touchdown or a field goal with practically no time left and no timeouts, it became the defense's game to lose. Mm-hmm. Correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it became Carr's game to lose.
He missed the tackle. But either way, though, the defense screwed up, and they were screwing up in the fourth quarter. They allowed 13 points in the fourth quarter. Carr put up multiple potential game-winning drives. The touchdown to Aguilar, which gave him a touchdown lead, and then what happened? Miami scored in 30 seconds. I think it was 39 seconds they scored in on a big touchdown by Myles Gaskin, who was on your fantasy team.
Yep.
But either way, the defense, they blew that game multiple times, and that's not like I'm letting the Raiders offense completely off the hook, because the Gruden needs to work on the play calling. Sure, they did score more points than what Dolphins have allowed, which is still something impressive, because Dolphins have a great defense. I think they have the best scoring defense, because they allow 18.9 points a game. So they score 25. That's good. But they still could have done more, though.
Hey, put it this way: if the Raiders have another season like that, would you want to keep Gruden if they have the same crappy record?
I'd definitely be looking around. That's why I'm saying we shouldn't let him off the hook because he's made plenty of mistakes this year. Especially with personnel such as Jason Wynn, who's 38 years old at tight end, getting more targets than our first-round pick, Henry Ruggs. That is a joke. Henry Ruggs.
It's all on Gruden. I think he's a piece of crap. Waste of money.
I definitely see what you mean on that. I think if this defense was just mediocre, they'd have a winning record by now, but they don't. And Gruden has to be held responsible. I say give him this year, and then if we were the owners, we'd fire him if they don't make it, or they have another collapse that's in their control. Because that's the thing I always consider, because sometimes maybe a team doesn't make it because of something out of their control. Sometimes the teams have really good records and they still don't make it. The Patriots, when they lost Brady, they were 11-5 and missed the playoffs. Would you really put that on them for me? You can't really argue with 11-5, but if the Raiders don't make it next year and it was because of something in their control, then I would fire Gruden. But the thing is, will they?
Well, little known fact, and no one knows this, but Gruden is the one who gives Davis his haircut.
Oh, really?
Yes. I have a source close to your team.
Do trust me.
Anyway.
But anyways, I think we should just ramble on a little bit more about the Raiders. Just because we care so much. Love-hate relationship with this team.
Yeah, it's on the hate side now. They're just terrible.
It's something that Marissa and I have talked about Carr. And it's because a lot of people say he's not a top 10 QB. It's well, if you think about it, he actually is. Because I thought about every quarterback there is right now, and even ones that are injured. I even consider Dak Prescott.
What?
Even though he's hurt.
What exactly? What?
And even with all that, it's I'd say between 7 if you're really optimistic and 10 if you're trying to be a little pessimistic about Carr. He's still in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so people keep talking about wanting drafting Trey Lance, who's only played one game in his sophomore year. Ignore the motorcycle people. Who's played one game in his sophomore year, and then I think it was sophomore year. But either way, people still debate about Carr. It's guys, we need a defense first. Either we possibly get a good defense and win with Carr, or we invest in another quarterback and lose with them.
We need better decisions by management. Bottom line. And
I know you have something to say, but I'll say one more thing before I let you go, Marissa. I'm tired of the whole thing that wins are a quarterback stat, because if that's true, then we're saying Trubisky is a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, I think, is possibly the 5th best quarterback in the league right now. And sure, you can say Carr isn't elite. Well, let's not throw the word elite around like anyone can be elite. Elite is elite for a reason. That's the top 4. That's Mahomes, Rodgers, Josh. Maybe I don't know.
Josh Allen. He's throwing himself out there.
Josh Allen. You want Josh Allen top 5?
Top 5?
Yeah.
He could be this year. Yeah, but
well, we're not talking about last year.
No, I know. But I'm just saying that he has some inconsistency. But right now he's playing like a top 5. But either way though, it's just people are so hell-bent on saying getting all these little stats on Carr, or they don't even provide stats at all. And then if you defend Carr just in the slightest, you call it a Carr stan, which is that's just cringy to hear. Oh. It's just the word stan. All right, so we had a little cut, but we're arguing about how if Watson is top 10 or not, which I don't.
You said top 5.
He should be in there too. He's really good. But anyways, okay, keep going. Some quarterbacks.
If he's number 5, give the other top 4.
Okay, so Mahomes and Rodgers, Wilson. No, I'm not putting him in the. I don't think he exactly makes the top 5 because he's had some
Wilson's not in top 5.
Specify that you're talking about this season because overall Wilson is in the top 5.
Oh yeah, but we're talking about this season though. But he's had some bad weeks, and he's lost the Seahawks some games. That's the thing is Watson. Can you put him as a reason why they're losing? No, because he lost DeAndre Hopkins last year in the stupid move by
what's the record
their
last
former
year?
Coach. They were 10-6.
Okay.
And not having
and
Hopkins.
They got rid of Hopkins.
Yeah.
So they're
And they don't even have a first-round pick next year. They gave it to the Dolphins.
I am crying a river.
The Dolphins might get the 4th overall pick thanks to Houston, I think, or something like that. They're getting a high overall pick from Houston. But either way, Watson has done so much with so little. And I even showed Marissa a tweet of someone saying that Matt Schaub in 2011 was their best quarterback ever. I'm like, oh my God. How is Deshaun Watson?
Who gives crap about tweets? Really. That's just somebody's opinion. Our opinions right now. So we might be probably a little bit more educated.
But the thing is, though, they require a fan base to listen to. People will listen to that. That's why, like, when anyone
Trump has a fan base. Where did that get him?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, sometimes, like, you got to correct someone's opinion. Corrected opinion. Wait a minute. Either way, though, Carr, I think, is top 10, and I think Watson is top 5. I don't think there's...
This season.
This season.
Yeah. Specify.
We're talking this season?
We've been saying this season. But anyway, still talking about the Raiders here. When it comes to their off-season plan, it's got to be almost all defense and retaining Aguilar. They need to make sure he stays because he's been so good for this team.
I take it they signed him to a 1-year contract.
He's only signed to a 1-year contract, yeah, but they gotta extend him. And it looks like they're talking about it, but I'm not gonna believe it until I see it.
Knowing Gruden, they'll get rid of him, and then they say they need another wide receiver.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. But let's just hope they also don't keep Wynn and have him take Moreau's snaps. Like, if Wynn stays as a tight end coach, I love that. But they also need to utilize Foster Moreau more because he's a great tight end, but he doesn't get any targets. And that's because of Wynn.
Yeah, that's because of the coach. Who puts Winton in.
Yeah. But either way, to go on about the game, it's such a bummer because you could realize that this team is a few plays away from still being in the playoff conversation. Because if they decide to go for it against the Chargers and get it, or just not have such a bad defense against the Chargers, and if they don't have a complete an implosion against the Dolphins, they'd be in the playoff talk right now. And it's really sad, but it is what it is right now. And the main thing to look for is defense and someone younger in the staff. Gruden needs to hire some young people, especially for offense, to tell him, hey, we should do this in the red zone. We should not be targeting Wynn in the red zone. Like, why does Waller not get more targets? That's what's so infuriating because he's easily one of the best receivers in the league, and it's really frustrating. But that's just how it is. Like, what are some of your thoughts about the Raiders and Carr and such?
Look, so I'm gonna look at it this way. If you look at the Niners last year, their defense pretty much carried them to the Super Bowl. I love Jimmy G, but he is not a top 10 quarterback. He's
even top. I don't think he's
average,
even top half.
sometimes better than average at best. So
a touch above Watson.
He's really good at handing it to Raheem Mostert or whatever. Whoever's not hurt.
Okay, but the point is, if the Raiders go out and get themselves a really good defense, that would just elevate Carr because Carr is clearly a better quarterback than Jimmy G. So that would take the team, and that would really help. So that's the point I'm trying to make, is that the Raiders do need a better defense.
Yeah, and I know people say, like, oh, well, if only Carr doesn't throw the ball away all the time. Like, you got to watch film then because, like, most of the time, like 90% of the time, it's because no one's open. Other times, maybe it's because he didn't see that guy. That's on him.
Yeah.
But other times, it's like, well, do you want to do that? Or do you want to, like, try to throw something that could get intercepted, and really screw the game up for you, which means you have to put your backs on the defense? Or do you want to just, like, be able to just survive one more drive and put your defense in a better position?
Yeah, but the reason why the Raiders have illusions aren't because of an errant pass or a throwaway pass by Carr. It's because the crappy decisions made by Gruden.
Yeah, exactly.
Raiders should easily be 10-5 right now.
But people still want to put it on him. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's so infuriating. But no,
you're infatuating on the
this isn't just Twitter though. This isn't just Twitter though. This is like people who have jobs get paid money to say this.
Okay, just do what your opinion is. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to express my opinion
based on others.
But isn't that what a lot of us do? We have to dispute something else.
Okay.
But
Before
anyways,
we go to blows here, and I'll just go. Let's go, dude. We got. Do you want to say anything else?
Well, let's actually talk about the game they're playing this week now. let's get on to that. So,
Oh yeah.
They are
We didn't talk about the game itself.
They are favored by 2 points against the Denver Broncos in Denver. So I'm going to go with them to win this one. Drew Lock really isn't. He's not the answer right now.
What are you talking about? Is he overrated?
Yes, very.
No, he's top 5
No.
quarterback.
No, Drew Lock really isn't that good. Jerry Jeudy, he's
He's disappointing.
very, very disappointing. You never put a bust label on someone in their first year. I think that's always such a stupid thing to do.
Well, the fact is, last name is a girl's name. That does not go well.
Oh, being sexist now? But either way, Judy really hasn't been that good. Like, sure, like he has more numbers than Ruggs, but he also doesn't have. He also has a lot more drops because Judy had 5 drops last week, and that easily could have won the game for them if he didn't do that. And it's just it's really bad when you have what's supposed to be your best duo right now between a receiver and a quarterback, where the quarterback is constantly missing his target. And whenever he does hit him, the receiver drops it. That just spells bad chemistry right there.
I mean, I don't know why they kept on going to him after the 3rd drop or even 2nd drop. It says, you had your chance.
But either way, though, for all we know, the Raiders' defense is going to give them chances. But I think the one thing that has improved for the Raiders is that they do have a better defensive line. They have been rushing the quarterback a lot better.
Oh, yeah, dude. Except when Fitzpatrick was passing the ball, he went through the Raiders' defense like butter.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully that doesn't happen with Locke. But the thing is, Locke doesn't have as many weapons. He doesn't have the chemistry.
We make every quarterback look like Hall of Famers.
Not Locke, though. Locke looked really bad against us when they first played. So we got to hope that something like that happens again. I think I think Broncos will definitely score more than 12 points. I can see them scoring maybe 18 to 20. That's my range for them. But the Raiders should score a lot more because Denver's defense isn't that good. And it's like there's nothing to really play for, so just mess around. I think their offense will be pretty good. So I'm going to go with the Raiders to win and cover. And I just can't wait to hear people talk about wanting to put Mariota in. Although, I will admit, though, if they kept Mariota, I would like to see him possibly in some packages where, he, kind of like how they use Taysom Hill for the Saints. But I'll stop ranting there. I think I've spoken enough.
Yeah, sorry. I think in this game, Gruden is going to Gruden, and the Raiders are going to lose. I think it's going to come down.
Yeah, Gruden is going to Gruden.
It's going to come down to a decision that he made, and we're all going to blame it on Carr, and Denver's going to win.
Oh, so you're using someone else's opinion.
I'm going to go with the Raiders to win and cover. I don't know why. I've been going with them every week, and they constantly disappoint me.
It's been a long time since they've won in Denver and won in a Week 17. But you know what? Things happen. It's been a long time since they won in Arrowhead too, but they did that this year. So, let's see.
Okay, next we have Arizona at the Rams. Rams are getting 2.5 points. Arizona is 8-7. Rams are 9-6.
So, man, talk about a collapse by the Rams. I was so ready to say that they're going to be the favorites for the NFC West a few weeks ago. But since they lost to the Jets, they've just been imploding from there. And now they don't have Goff, who wasn't even playing that well as of late. They're going to be putting in a guy who last played in the AAF, if anyone remembers that. They still got a good defense, but this is going to be Arizona's game to lose. I think that's easy enough to say. And unfortunately, though, Arizona might be up to the challenge for that. Because Cliff Kingsbury, as with Gruden, Cliff Kingsbury finds a way to hold the team back a bit. He's got a great personnel, but he hasn't been utilizing them the right way. He doesn't let Murray run the ball enough. Hopkins doesn't get enough targets. He still gets plenty of targets, but it's still not enough. He targets Fitzgerald a little too much for screen passes. And, and the Rams still have a great defense, too. That's what killed Arizona, was a good defense. So we don't know how that's going to go, but I just think that the lack of Rams offense is really going to kill them. And they don't have that many running backs. I think both Akers and Malcolm Brown are hurt. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They're really battered there. So, like I said, Arizona's a game to lose, but I do have them winning and covering. And if they do lose, I think there's going to be some serious questions about Cliff Kingsbury's term as a head coach. Marissa?
I was pleasantly disappointed by the Cardinals last week.
Pleasantly disappointed?
Yeah. I think I had them winning and covering against the Niners. But the Niners won, so I guess it's a win-lose situation. I do think that no Goff is going to be a problem for the Rams here. And I don't know about Arizona. I feel like they've also fallen apart these last few weeks. But I'm going to go with them to win and cover here. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a coin toss for this one.
Well, I'm taking a clean sweep without Goff. I think the Rams are floating dead in the water. Everybody has Arizona. Next, we have Chargers at KC. No Mahomes. And KC is getting 3.5 points. Chargers are 6-9. Kansas City 14-1.
All right, so this one, this is a game I hate to pick because Chargers, they choke a lot. They almost did against Denver. And Kansas City is a superior team, but they're not playing at 100%. So it's like, who do I want to go with? The team that chokes out or one that's not even like really trying that hard? Or they don't have anything to play for right now. I'm going to go with the Chargers still. I think Herbert is going to want to make one last push to ensure his shot at being Offensive Rookie of the Year. Especially Anthony Lynn is going to try to save his job, although I think that might be a futile effort because I really think they should depart ways with Anthony Lynn. But I'm going to go with Chargers to win and cover on this one. And so what do you think, Marissa?
I'm actually going to go with Kansas City here. Overall, they're still the better team. I don't know how their second strings play, but I don't know. They're just still a better team. They've got better coaching, and even though they could easily go in and do whatever they want, they're going to win.
And I got the Chargers winning and covering. Next, we have Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Indianapolis laying down 14 points. Jacksonville 1-14. Indianapolis 10-5.
All right, so Indianapolis, they're still got a playoff spot to fight for. If they lose, I think they're pretty much out of it. But they're going against Jacksonville, though. And then again, Jacksonville did beat them in Week 1 when Indianapolis was a clear favorite. But I think Indianapolis should win this one. They've been a much different team since then, especially with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. They're a great running back duo. Phil Rivers, he's definitely been improving a lot, although it's really hard to find excuses for how they played in the second half against Pittsburgh. I felt like that was their game to win. And they stopped doing what they did to win. They stopped running the ball, which was their best thing. They kept passing way too much. And when they did pass, it wasn't working out for them. It was pretty embarrassing to watch. And hello, Larry. Larry having a guest appearance. I think he was showing his frustration towards the Indianapolis Colts. Dad, what do you think about this game?
I got Indianapolis winning and covering.
Yeah, that's what I got too. Marissa?
Part of me really wants to have Jacksonville cover because I feel like the spread is pretty big, but I just can't. They're really bad. So I'm going to have Indianapolis win and cover.
Yeah, you have Jacksonville covering. Are you going to change that?
I could. The thing is, 14 is so much.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these things are going to be pending. I'll let you know based on what my record is.
You can think about it.
All right, so I have thought about it, and what I conclude to is that I will think about it even more for my pick.
That is your prerogative. Next, we have Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago's getting 5 points. Green Bay 12-3. Chicago 8-7.
Oh, wait, did everyone else have their pick for the last one, too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, now, so this one, this was also a hard one for me to choose because Chicago, their offenses looked really good, despite, Trubisky making...
High-scoring offense the last month.
Yeah, even Trubisky made a mistake against Jacksonville, the end zone interception, but they still scored a lot. Of course, it was against Jacksonville, but Green Bay's defense isn't that great either. And one thing that really did help out Green Bay was their weather and how well used to it they are against Tennessee. And also, Tennessee just not playing that well and not utilizing Henry enough. And I'm going to go with Green Bay to still win this one. They still have a number 1 seed bye to fight for. But I think Chicago's going to make this a really good game. I really didn't think I was going to be saying that earlier this year, but that's what happens in the NFL. Anything can happen, and so I'm going to have Chicago cover on this one. I think this could be a possible shootout or a low-scoring game. We'll find out.
Either a possible shootout or a low-scoring game.
Oh, yeah, no, those are two different things. Or a
Yeah,
blowout.
well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got you.
No, well, there's no in-between. There's like no,
I just said the in-between, a blowout.
Okay.
Shootout isn't a blowout.
That's like saying, well, there could be a win, there could be a loss.
I did not say that.
Okay. Marissa.
I'm just gonna go with Green Bay all the way here. I don't know. Their offense still worries me a little bit because that game against Carolina and they had so many drop passes, but I don't know. They're just the better team here.
I'm going with Green Bay to win and cover as well. Next, we have New Orleans at Carolina. Carolina is getting 6.5 points. New Orleans 11-4. Carolina 5-10.
I just want to say something, just this is because I want to try to prove a point. I think, in my opinion, a shootout is 30 or more, and a low-scoring game is 20 or less. So, therefore, there is a medium between a shootout and a low-scoring game.
Well, yeah.
What's that called? A game?
I didn't agree with you.
It's just a game.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I just wanted to clarify.
Well, thank you for clarifying that. Now I can sleep better.
But anyways, here I'm going to go with New Orleans to win and cover here. I think Carolina did a really good job against Washington, but then again, they were going against Dwayne Haskins, who was really falling off the earth, or just falling off the NFL. Thanks to some decision making on and off the field, and I just don't think they're going to get that same result. It's at home.
Can you think of a team that would want Haskins?
Honestly, I can see Gruden trying to get him. He got Peterman, so like anything's possible.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm going with New Orleans to win and cover on this one. I thought about having Carolina cover because again, New Orleans doesn't have a whole lot to fight for because I think they already lost out at getting the number 1 seed because Green Bay beat them earlier this year. But either way, though,
you have to look at their backup quarterback who's going to be Hill or who's the backup behind Hill?
I don't think they're. Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. So they either whatever their backup is going to be in case they want to take out Breeze, they got great backups.
Yeah, they easily have when it comes to how deep it is, they have the best quarterback room, I think.
Yeah.
But that's going to be my pick. New Orleans wins and covers.
Yeah, I have the same thing here. I think Carolina had a pretty disappointing season overall, especially McCaffrey. Obviously he got injured, so you can't really blame him, but I expected more from him.
Well, he's such a big part of the offense. To lose him, he is a hard person to make up for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easily so.
Receiving and running, so,
Yeah, and plus also a lot of their guys on defense are young. They drafted all on defense last year, so those guys, they still have a lot to go through. They still got to develop. So, if those guys develop to at least expectations, and the offense gets McCaffrey back and he stays healthy, they still need to work on the receiving core just a little bit. I think they still need maybe a solid tight end and such for blocking, and just to help out Bridgewater too, keep him safe in the pocket. It could be a decent team, but not this game.
And I got New Orleans winning coverage, clean sweep. New Orleans all the way. We have Seattle at San Francisco. San Francisco is getting 6 points. Seattle is 11-4. San Francisco 6-9.
All right, so San Francisco definitely pulled off a big upset last week. I just don't know if they're going to do that again. This could be another close game. Now, this one I would put in the somewhat low-scoring category just because, both teams have played really good defense, but offense is where it's going to be decided. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to actually score a whole lot. Because, Beathard did have a good game. So did Willis, their running back. He had a really good game, actually.
What you talking about, Willis?
But anyways, Seattle, they've been pretty inconsistent on offense, too. So I really don't know where this is going to go, but I'm going to go Seattle to win just because they are the better team and they have a lot more to fight for right now than the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm going to have Seattle win, but I think San Francisco is going to cover on this game.
Yeah, I pretty happy with the Niners last week. This week they are without Brandon Ayuk though due to an ankle sprain, and Robbie Gould, even though his kicks didn't really help, missed 2 or 3 kicks last week. I think he's on the COVID list, but I really just don't think they're gonna beat Seattle. Beathard did do really well. He probably will do okay this game, but Seattle's the better team here. So Seattle's going to win, but the Niners are going to cover. They're going to make it a little interesting.
All right.
And I have Seattle winning and covering. Next, we have Tennessee at Houston. Houston's getting 7.5 points. Tennessee 10-5. Houston 4-11.
All right. So.
And Houston, I might want to remind you, has the number 5 rated quarterback in all of football.
Oh God. Really? Really? Oh man.
Dead air, dude. Let's go.
All right. Okay. I'm just gonna get what you said out of my head, and I'm gonna still go with Tennessee to win this game. They should also cover as well. I don't know how Deshaun Watson is gonna be because he did have a small injury, not a small one, but it looked like it could have been significant against the Bengals last week, where his hand got caught in the face mask, and he went down after that. I don't know if he's gonna be 100% throwing. So if he's not, I'll easily go with Tennessee to win and cover here, and plus. They still got a division to fight for. I'm pretty sure if they win, they do get the division. I'm certain of that because I think they have it right now. So as long as they win, they will clinch, and they're gonna still fight for that. Henry had an off game, but he should be back. And this is Houston's defense. They're gonna be awful, and if Watson isn't gonna be 100%, that's just gonna make things even worse. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee to win and cover, and so they will win the AFC South. And this is the first time in a while that they haven't gone 9-7, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, Tennessee's gonna win and cover here. Did you guys see JJ Watt's video?
Yeah.
What'd you think about
I shared that with you.
Okay, yeah. I was just asking though.
Oh,
Did you see it?
Yeah. No, I didn't see it. I just shared it with you and just thought I wouldn't watch.
Okay.
But anyways, would you like to say anything about that?
No, I was asking, what did you guys think of his video?
I haven't seen it.
That's why I asked.
Okay, so would you like to tell about to my dad?
Yeah, I think a reporter asked JJ Watt about who he felt bad for, I guess, the most, and he said he felt bad for the fans because their team stinks and they're just not putting the most effort that they can into their games and
A heartfelt apology to the fans.
yeah, that's what it was.
But one thing you can't do, you can't blame Watson. Because he is a number 5 quarterback.
Oh, you cannot. Even if you disagree with the top 5 thing, he's not the blame. If you say he's the blame, then oh my God.
I got Tennessee winning and covering as well. We got one more. We got Washington at Philadelphia. Philadelphia's getting 1.5 points. Washington 6-9. Philadelphia 4-10-1.
The last game of the season is this, but it's still the reason why they chose this for Sunday Night Football is because. It still holds something for the playoffs because if Washington wins, they win the NFC East. And if they lose, then whoever won between the Cowboys and Giants will win the NFC East.
They should have switched the games.
No, but the thing is, if Washington wins early, then that game means nothing.
And it's not Sunday night. All the games are on Sunday, right? There's no Monday Night Football.
Yeah, no Monday Night Football, no Thursday night, of course, and it's only Sunday morning, afternoon, and then one game at night. So I'm going to go with Washington to win and cover on this one. I can already tell I'm getting some adversity here because both of you went with Philadelphia, and I do understand that.
Well, that's spoilers, man.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah, thanks.
We're going to say it anyway.
Okay.
Pretend you didn't hear that.
Oh, really? Just take that out of your memory.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm going with Washington on this one just because they still have a really good defense. They should be getting. I hope they get Alex Smith back, but I think he should be coming back because he was really close to coming back.
He's their savior.
Well, he's a lot better than Haskins. He's not gonna fumble on every play, but either way though, he's got a better arm than Haskins and such. So that's already something right there. And Philadelphia, their big problem is that they have a hard time scoring in the second half. Like if you take their last 2 games, they've only scored 6 points in total in the last 2 games of the second half. So that's not really good, Of course, Hurts is still young. He's got to develop, but their second half games aren't good. And if they're going against a good defense, it's going to be even hard to believe that they'll turn that around this week. So I'm going with Washington to win and cover.
As Steven said, I'm going to go with Philadelphia to win here. I don't know. I have a little bit more confidence in them. I don't know. Washington, with everything that happened last week, I don't know if they have it in them to win this game and clinch the division. I don't know.
All right.
Well, while Washington does have a good defense, I don't think they. I think you're going to have an off game. Hurts is going to do better than whoever Washington's going to throw out there, and I'm picking Philadelphia.
All right. So that concludes our picks for the week. Is there anything else we would like to talk about? Let's put in something for the Warriors. They after an 0-2 start, they got 2 straight wins. Really nice for them. They're also going to be coming back home for, I believe, 7 games.
7-game homestand.
Yeah, that's going to be really nice. And we will get a video out on talking about the Warriors and what we think will go on for the season, even though it's already started. We'll talk a little bit more about basketball and also some other things too. Just to finish off, round things off with football. Maybe make a bracket for how we think the playoffs will go after Week 17. And kind of do a review for the Raiders and Niners on how we think their season overall went.
Well, we can do the Warriors and go with the playoffs next week's episode.
We can do that next week.
Okay.
All right. Hope you all have enjoyed this episode. I think we all had a lot of fun. We messed around quite a bit. I think we all said some things that people will wonder about. I don't know. But we hope you all enjoyed, and see you in 2021.
And I hope you guys all had a good Christmas, and we all wish you a happy New Year.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.